Yo, what's up, everybody? Rage Cage 20 here. And yo, I know it's been a while since we already hit this goal, and I know I'm late on everything. We'll get to that, but like, yo, can we say 1K subs? Dog. Dog. Fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy right there. Y'all amazing. Just right out of the gate, we want to get right to that. Y'all amazing, y'all cool, and it is appreciated. Got a few things to say, got an announcement to make in here. First off, I was waiting to do this video for a while because I had mentioned before that I was thinking like maybe I'll do something special for 1K or something. And I kept trying to think like, well, what I do that special that I don't already just do on the raid? Because I'm like, I'm not that kind of YouTube channel that I'll like, record me going out and doing something crazy, and I don't got like money on money to drop for some crazy kind of festival or streaming thing or anything like that. And I've always wanted to do an AMA and Ask Me Anything, but with like only 1,000 subscribers, I might get like 10 questions max. And so it would be kind of weird to be like, hey, we're going to do an AMA that you can get in on. Otherwise, I'm going to just pull up a bunch of questions and just tell you about myself that a lot of people probably wouldn't even watch anyway. So maybe one day I'll get to do an AMA because I think that that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't think that would work for 1K. Maybe 5K, maybe 10K, but not 1K. So I was just like, I don't even know what to do. But now I do have something that I can announce so that we can make this a little bit more than just things are going to go and well. Thank you. I'm going to keep doing it. Okay, cool. Bye. So I figured I might as well put this video up. So before we get to the announcement, as always, chapters, you know how it goes. You know how I do. You can skip around to what interests you and whatnot. If you want to skip to the juicy stuff right now, if you don't like to delay your gratification, that's fine. I won't take it personally. I get it. I feel you. But at the current moment, I'm pretty happy with the state of the channel. I'm not super happy with what's going on with YouTube right now. I was thinking of asking somebody that works on YouTube, but how big YouTube is and how unhelpful YouTube seems to be with a lot of main issues, I probably don't know if I'd get any response, and if I did, it probably wouldn't be a satisfactory one. But I do have theories, I do have guesses. I am kind of like, weird stuff goes on with the comments. I don't know if any of y'all get comments and stuff like that, or if it's just my computer specifically, but it does seem to happen on my phone too when I try to look through the YouTube studio. So I feel like it's just an issue with YouTube where sometimes it'll show me that there's like let's say there's 3 comments on a video, and I click on it and I can only see like 1, and like none of the other ones are there. Now of course it's possible someone put a comment and then deleted it and YouTube gets confused and whatnot. I'm sure that does happen. But also sometimes I'll like go and click and switch it from like newest comment first to like most viewers, some whatever the other option is, and then it'll just show up out of nowhere. And it's like, oh, there it is. That's kind of weird and annoying. But like can sometimes work around it, sometimes can't, and I always wonder if it just deleted or is YouTube just glitching, fucking up. I don't know. That's been kind of annoying, as well as it's been deleting my comments on my own channel, and I can only imagine that this is like they're like trying to get really strict and be like overly controlling on like following YouTube guidelines. Which is weird because I've not never, but I don't usually say anything that's like wild or out there. But like it'll still delete it, and my only guess is just like we're trying to police people and everyone should just be nice, and if it's anything that's not nice, we're deleting it or something like that. I don't know. But then again, I see not so nice things on other people's accounts, so I don't know what's going on with my channel. Like recently on a Mr. Ballin video, someone commented something, and again, I don't know if they deleted it or YouTube deleted it. I usually just assume that they put it on there long enough for me to read it and then delete it. So like, oh, you can't respond to it. Ha, I got you. or something like that, but it's still long enough for me to get the notifications and whatnot. But someone was kind of trolling me on a Mr. Ballin video, being like, because I said that if I see these comments, I'm gonna come at you, I'm gonna drag you. And so someone posted that comment and like, "Ha, I said it, so come at me, drag me, do it." And then the comment was nowhere to be found, so I did it at that person's name and just said like, "I would love to, but you fled like a coward." And YouTube just refused to post that. It's like I commented it on my own video, and YouTube's like, "No, not okay. You said coward." I don't know what's going on with that, but it's been very frustrating. I've also tried to respond to someone else and very, very polite, nothing rude at all. And I tried posting the same thing twice, and it just kept removing it. So I commented on there like, "Hey, been trying to respond to this twice now. The comment won't go through. Sorry." And that comment goes through. It's like, why are they policing me? I don't understand what's going on with YouTube comments, but it's been incredibly frustrating, and it makes me feel like I can't say anything or defend myself on my own channel without them deleting my comments and other people's comments. It's like I say allow all comments on my channel. I have that unlocked on every video, allow every fucking comment, and yet they're still being deleted or purged or something, and it's incredibly frustrating, and I don't like it. So what are you gonna do? Besides that, I'm happy with the current state of my channel, and I think I'm just going to continue doing things as I've been doing things. The subscribers did slow down a little bit, but that's also because I've kind of slowed down a little bit. As a lot of you probably know, I'm still transitioning into working 6 days a week and only having one free day. But I have good days, I have bad days. On Monday, I recorded 2 videos. And Tuesday, I was just like, I don't fucking want to do anything. And today, I'm not only recording this video, but hopefully another 2 or 3 videos after that. So I have good days, I have bad days. Some days I get a lot of stuff saved up. I just get a lot of stuff going and whatnot, so I can start releasing it. And some days I don't. So I'm still working on that. I'm still fighting through that. Still trying to get that done for you guys. So as always, I appreciate your patience and whatnot. And I understand that the subs have kind of slowed down a little bit. But hey, 1,041, I'll take that. Already almost at 1,100. Which going forward, I imagine we probably won't do these videos unless I have specific announcements to make, or maybe every 250 to 500 subs. So around like 1250, 1500. 1750 and 2K. We might do that, or we might just do it every 500. I'm not 100% positive, but we're not going to be doing it every 100 anymore. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, who knows? But yeah. Besides all of that, as I mentioned in one of my reaction videos, I'm very happy the way I'm doing reaction videos. Just doing 2 from a specific source I'm going through, whether it be finishing up all my free rotation albums, which is coming up soon, looking into new stuff that we either haven't done on the channel, or just like one individual stuff, not from an album that we're checking out from someone specifically. And doing 2 of those, and then one specific album that I've chosen personally for me that I want to explore more. Right now we're going through Jonathan Young. We've almost wrapped that up, and then the next album after that, we'll give you a sneak peek if you listen to this, is I think Reliqua. I'm pretty sure it's Reliqua, who we've done one video on here, which is Mr. Magic. Highly recommend you check it out. They're an amazing band. Super fucking cool, so I do want to check out one of their albums. That after every 2, because I think it's nice I get to like look at other stuff and not just try to focus solely on an album. So I think it helps keep everything fresh for me mentally and whatnot, and encourages me to want to do more. So we're going to keep rolling with that. I'm going to continue to try to keep myself rolling, making videos. But I think I'm going to start releasing reaction videos every other day, instead of trying to focus on like I have to keep recording stuff so I can get something out every single day. But in between those, I'm going to try to try to get on it. If I could only just find someone to be an editor for me, that would be amazing. Then I could get videos out like, whoa. But I don't know anyone in my personal life that would want to do that. Definitely not for free. And I don't know if I'd be able to afford to pay them how much they should be paid for that. So it is what it is. But yeah. So every other day with a reaction video, and in between those, some days there might be nothing. Other times I'm just gonna try to get video game stuff out in between those, as well as I've been doing one Mr. Ballin video a week. I kind of like that pace. I'm probably gonna continue with that. So occasionally there'll be a Mr. Ballin video in between there as well. So yeah, try to get something out every day to every other day, but not reaction videos every single day. That's kind of the current thought process, the current plan, the current idea moving forward. So we'll see how that goes. Other than that, yeah, everything peachy, everything rolling well. Which brings us to our announcement. Patreon. I'll just let that hang there for a second. I was going to start talking without saying what I was going to talk about, but I was like, you know what? I'll switch it up a little bit. I'm going to let you know. Patreon. Let's get into that. So, I've always thought about it in the past. Because, as I've said many times, I'm not monetized by YouTube. I never will be monetized by YouTube. I can't stand YouTube and their fucking weird-ass PC bullshit. Like, I think it's fucking dumb. And how everyone just, like, gives into it. Like, if literally every single person was just like, no, we're not going to listen to what you tell us to do, YouTube, I'm sure they have to be like, okay, well, we have to change it then. Or maybe not. Maybe they're like, cool, then we're just not paying any of you. Keep making stuff for us, you know. I don't know. I could always lead the door for someone else to create a new platform. And everyone's like, cool, we're going over there where they let us do wherever we want. And YouTube be like, okay, guys, we'll stop. We'll work on the restrictions or something, you know, force them to actually act or lose everything. So that would be kind of cool. But as we've learned from COVID, humans don't band together like that. They just kind of like whatever their overlord tells them, they're just like, yes, absolutely, 100%. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. So it's just like, but if everyone said no, what the fuck are they gonna do? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I will never be monetized by YouTube, because even if I was, I would never get paid anything. Anyways, every single one of my reaction videos is copyright claimed. Every single one. Now, not copyright strike. Obviously, otherwise my channel would be here. But just like, you know, none of it could be monetized, but because of the way that I do it, listening to the whole video uninterrupted and whatnot, and I never want to change that, so I won't. So yeah, never want to be controlled by YouTube. Will never be monetized by YouTube. Never will. So I imagined if there's any point where I ever had amount of subscribers, followers, etc., to where I could make money off of this, it would be something outside of YouTube, like Twitch or Patreon or something like that. But I was thinking, like, I don't even know what I would do for Patreon. Just like, hey, here's a set amount of money that you can just give me for because you feel like it. You know what I mean? That's just like, I don't even know what I would do. Like, how would that work? And then someone recommended me being able to suggest reactions and stuff like that, which I didn't really think about, mostly because like people can, like, you know, usually I'm more popular, you know, we get 100,000 plus subscriber channels and stuff like that. People are constantly like, oh, you gotta check out this next, you gotta do this one, you should do this one, you know. People usually just share that information. I've only had maybe like between 5 to 10 people that have ever done that on my channel ever. So I was just like, I don't think that work or do anything. But now that we're getting up there, not really too far up there, but up there and whatnot, that's a possibility. Someone has, a few people have kind of shared, a small handful, I should say, people have shared interest in that, and that's a possibility. So I started thinking out stuff here. That's what made me, I was like, okay, well, we got that, and that could be a specific tier, but like, what would other tiers be? And I just created like 4 tiers, just 4 little basic things. Because then I started thinking like, oh yeah, well, there's this, and then there's this, and so I started adding all these together. So here's what I got so far. All this is subject to change. Specifically, the prices are subject to change based off of the more popular this gets, stuff will have to change. Because one of the tiers is going to be able to suggest a song, a specific song for me to react to a month. We'll get more in detail of that when we get there. But the problem is, if there's like, if it gets to a point where there's like 50, 60, 70 people asking for a song a month, I can't keep up with that. So things would have to change to get that number down. So at the current moment, I only foresee maybe like maximum having like 10 or 15 Patreon followers, like max. So like right now, and only maybe like 3 of them would actually do this more than once, maybe. So like right now, I think these prices are fine because I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. I don't think a lot of people are gonna do it, or only do it for like a month or two, and they'll be like, okay, well, those are the songs I want you to check, so I'm out, which is totally cool, which is totally fine. So if all of a sudden it's like 50 people, it's like, okay, guys, well, sorry, things are gonna have to change, but I'll at least give you a month or two head notice, like, hey, prices are changing, so like if you want to get out now, feel free to do such. But I'll probably personally message everyone on Patreon that and make a video at the same time. So yeah, but so far what we got here, first tier, just $1 a month, and that is, I mean, pretty much the basic of basic. Is just like, I don't need anything extra. I just like, I don't know, I feel like I should give you something, so here's $1. Like, cool. If you just want to support, basic support package or something, like, awesome, cool, nothing special. The next one was pretty much where everything unlocks, which is just $3 a month. I want to keep this nice and cheap, nothing crazy. But $3 pretty much will be access to all uploads that won't be accessible on YouTube, that things I'll never be putting on YouTube, which I'll just go through all these and then we'll talk about them, which would be like movies, TV shows, any video that gets blocked on YouTube, which doesn't happen often, but there has been 2 videos so far that were blocked by YouTube, and I was not able to get them revised. One of them I edited so that I could. The other I was just like, fuck it, I don't want to re-upload that because it was a Nightwish battle, and the comment section was brutal the first time around. I didn't want to re-upload it and go for round 2, so I was like, fuck that, leave it blocked. It can stay there in the history forever of not touching that. The other one was Cypher 17. The ICP rap cipher with a bunch of different people. That one got blocked, and I had to blank out a few sections for it to not be blocked. Like, I don't care if you copyright claim it, take all the money or anything. That's fine. Just make it visible. Do whatever you gotta do. Just make it visible, you know what I mean? And of course, any special videos that I plan on doing at any point. Like if I ever get around to actually doing the Tales of the Destorian D&D story thing that I talked about that I really should do. It was just an immense amount more work than I thought it was going to be. Like, I understand there was going to be a lot of editing and stuff, and I was fine with that because I was only doing maybe once a month or something like that. But the editing was fine. It was just actually typing it out into a story format I was taking a fuckload of time per chapter or per section of each chapter. I was just like, well, this is a lot more time than I thought was going to be dedicated to this. But if I ever get a green screen, which we'll talk about later, so I can do some stuff, and if we get on and stuff and never stop uploading it, stuff like that. So the reason why, obviously, blocked YouTube videos make sense of why that wouldn't be on YouTube. Like, that one's self-explanatory. Movies and TV. I did one movie. If you were fast enough to catch it, I did do one movie once, which was the original Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one in the 80s. I did that one. I had a lot of fun doing it, and the editing wasn't too bad, and it was enjoyable. And when it released, for the first, like it was up for a day, and then like the next day, Warner Brothers blocked it. And if you guys know Warner Brothers, they don't fuck around when it comes to blocks, as some people have found out on YouTube. They don't fuck around. Like, I think they have a team that like scans through and like actually checks the claims and all that stuff. Like, they don't fuck around. So they blocked it. Or maybe it was up for 2 days. I don't remember. But anyways, they blocked it, and then I said like, hey, like, I understand that this is like your full movie and everything on YouTube, but like, you know, it's non-profit. I'm paying you to watch it. You know, like, can we just, you know, you can claim all the money on it, but can we just make it visible? And they didn't respond to it for the 2-day period, so it became unblocked again for a day or two. And then someone did review and said, fuck no. And blocked it again. So I was like, okay, so I have all the files of it still on my computer. And I was just like, okay, well, I'll edit it down and stuff. But like, not only is the excess editing a pain in the ass, but it's just like, I don't like watching certain sections. Because like there are a few people that I watch do movies and television and stuff like that, and I watch the edited versions on YouTube, and it's just like, you know, knowing the movie or knowing the stuff, it's like, oh, I hope that part's in there. Like, they cut that part out. That's a big plot point. That would have been cool to watch and whatnot, you know. But it's like, I guess that's why they want you to join their Patreon, so you can watch it there. So, you know, like, that's always frustrating. And then just going through just like the editing process alone of like 2-hour movie, plus me being like, okay, well, I guess I don't need that section. We'll take that out. Put it back in here. Okay, take that out. I would take fucking hours per fucking movie. I was just like, fuck that. So apparently Patreon doesn't give a fuck, which is really nice, because fuck you too. So I would just do, you know, movies. I don't have to edit any of it. And there's a bunch of TV shows that I'd love to catch up on. Like, I still haven't, I think I've seen up to season 9 or 10 on Sunny in Philadelphia, but there's still like 6 to 8 seasons I haven't seen. I'd love to catch up on that. I never saw the last 3-ish seasons of Workaholics. Would love to finish up that. Plus all these other TV series that I've never seen. I've only seen the first season of Game of Thrones. Barely remember it. Because I wasn't a huge fan of it. Like, I know it's a drama, but like, if we're back in the medieval times and you open up with this creepy, scary looking motherfucker, like White Walker demon creature thing, I was just like, oh, there's gonna be so much fighting and medieval warfare, and oh, it's gonna be awesome. And there literally like was no battles whatsoever throughout the entire first season. I was like, fuck this. But maybe I can get myself to get through the rest of it, and then it gets bad at the end again because of the writers. But what are you gonna do? I gotta see, insert spoiler here, about a certain person of snow origin and dragon lady and maybe some sword and stabbing and stuff. Maybe I know how it ends in a way. Who knows? That, and of course, I've never watched Breaking Bad. I watched the first episode, and it was pretty good, but it was during a period of my life where I was kind of going through a bout of depression. So there's certain shows that weren't like happy and filled with comedy were just kind of bumming me out. So I watched the first episode. I thought it was really weird when the wife, which again, spoilers, I just know this because of the meme, but it seems like he was doing all this for his family in a sense, and then she ended up cheating on him anyways. But like his wife just all of a sudden just like, oh, I'm gonna give you something a little nice, and just starts fucking jerking him off. Just like I was just like, what is this show? um, but it looked pretty cool. So watching that, people won't shut the fuck up about Better Call Saul. So maybe I'll check that out too. You know what I mean? Like all the Breaking Bad spin-offs and shit, you know, a bunch of classic series and movies and stuff I haven't seen. So like, you know, if I did that, put it on Patreon, that'd be $3. The $3 a month, you can access all that shit. It's cool, right? Real nice and cheap, good shit right there, right? And then $5 a month, the next tier up. Once a month, you have access. Obviously, this goes without saying. This is how it always works. It'd be weird if it didn't work this way, but obviously you have access to everything before that, which is only one other tier. But once a month, you'd be able to give me a song suggestion. Now that's going to differentiate between 5 and 10 because I had figured like, well, why would I do 10? But just 1 through 5 seems a little light. So like I want to put in a $10 option there, but it'd be weird just to be like, if you really just want to throw money at me, you get everything, nothing extra, but there's 10. It's like I have to figure out something to make it kind of worth. I don't know if it's necessarily more worth, but hey, that's up for you to decide. Because $10 a month is a standard kind of streaming kind of. Well, it used to be. Inflation's a bitch. It used to be kind of standard for a lot of places. Now it's like $15 to $20, which is just bizarre, fucking wild. Like YouTube Premium was already $15. Now they're like, we want you to give us like $18, $19. It's like, okay. Inflation's great. We could do nothing extra for you, but give us more money, though. We deserve it, right? I don't fucking know. Anyways, so the difference between, because both $5 and $10 gives you just one reaction suggestion a month, specifically music. I don't react to anything that isn't music or Mr. Ballin. And Mr. Ballin is a very specific pattern that I'm going through, so I'm not going to skip that and go to specific ones. Maybe. Maybe if you want to have an argument for that being $10 a month, you know, my ears are open. I'm listening. But at the current moment, no. So one, the difference between the two from 5 to 10. $5, you can suggest one music reaction a month, and that can happen anytime throughout the month. More often than not, I'm going to work through the stuff I'm working through, and then I'll put that at the end of that, so it'll probably be near the end of the month. However, $10 a month on top of some of this extra stuff in there, it pretty much gives that reaction precedence. So pretty much if I'm doing like a set of 2 or 3 videos or something like that, I'll finish those up, and then that one's going to be immediately after that. So pretty much when your payment goes through and you suggest it, it's going to happen like very quickly after that. So puts a little haste in that suggestion instead of it will happen sometime within that month, probably at the end. So that's something, as well as just, again, you just want to give me more money because you're awesome. I don't know, it's fine with me. But also, this is a little weird because usually this is at the much lower tier, but I don't know. This is all up for I'm open to suggestions, ideas, critiques. I'm open for discussion, but also was thinking access to any potential polls I have for anything. Which the reason that's usually like a $1 or $3 kind of thing for most people. But for me, it's like I rarely do any polls. So if it's a poll on my channel, it's probably for a major direction change or a major like whole album we're going to listen to or something like that. So like it'd be a little bit more impactful than just your like, well, what movie should I watch next? Which also might be included in there as well. Who knows? Movie suggestions, music suggestions, TV show suggestions. That might all be within the $10 kind of range if a poll shows up there. I don't know. And on top of that, You also get faster music reaction suggestion and potentially a Mr. Ballin reaction suggestion. Possibility of both. At the current moment, we're just going for music, but you never know. Like if you want to argue that, then like I'm you know, I'm open to your to your persuasive argument. Let me know why you feel like it should be, and maybe maybe I'm open ears. We'll see what happens. As well as the potential for me. This might be a little hard to do, but I'll see if at any point I can get a few videos ahead. Cross fingers, knock on wood. And excuse me, soda, especially Dr. Root beer makes me gaseous. Yes, if I ever get a few ahead and got everything like primed up and ready to go, which hopefully should be the case, then you also have with the $10 a month tier it'll be possible to view uploads earlier. Like I'll post them up on there like maybe a day or two earlier than you would get on YouTube. Nothing crazy, not like you get a whole week in advance or something like that, but like I mean maybe for some certain special crazy things, maybe like a Mr. Ballin video or like the D&D stuff or whatever else I get to, then maybe for those so like a week in advance, but for standard stuff maybe like a day or two. But still something. And as I already mentioned, all these prices are subject to change, as well as what the things will require once I get them set in stone, and maybe hear some feedback from you guys in this video. Just like, that sounds fun, I'd be interested in that. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. Because at the moment, I've only heard maybe like from 2 or 3 people that they'd be interested in that. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. I might get it going faster that way. You never know. I also might take the time to get some TV and movies and stuff pre-recorded and whatnot. The first thing that I would upload there is re-uploading the Nightmare on Elm Street. So if you never got to watch that and you were interested or wanted to watch it again but couldn't find it again, that'll probably be the first thing that goes up there. So there's a possibility. But if you want none of that and just like, you're pretty cool on YouTube and you don't get any money on YouTube, so here's $1. That'd be cool. Again, I'm not expecting this to be any kind of substantial source of income, just an incentive. We'll explain the other part of the incentive, but an incentive to maybe get you guys more engaged and people who feel like, I like what you do, I would like to give you money for whatever reason, just out of the kindness of your heart, to give them an option to do such. Or if people are like, yeah, YouTube is bullshit, you should get paid for what you do, here you go, I don't know, or want access to specific things like this, then give you an option to do such. But again, I don't expect a lot of people to do it. I would expect max maybe 15 people. Crazy would be maybe like 20 at the start, but like I don't expect anything crazy. But I would start announcing as shortly as possible, because I already am pretty long-winded with this stuff. I don't like people that like try to pimp out all their stuff in the beginning. But just in case for people who don't watch this video, just so you know, just mention like, hey, I do have a Patreon. Go check out this video if you want to learn more about that and get a part of that. If not, totally cool. Totally cool. Not required. Let's get to the video. Something like that. Something light. Something takes hopefully 5 to 10 seconds. Just try. Just plug it for a second, just so people know that, hey, I do have this thing now. But not asking people like, hey, please go support me on Patreon. That'd be awesome. I'd love you. Like, no. You don't give a fuck? Absolutely cool. I don't care. Neither do I. And the very end of this, to wrap this up before we wrap the whole video up. Again, since I already have 2 sources of income and I don't need this as a source of income, though it could be a nice little boost all the same. Pretty much what I was planning on doing on Twitch. I don't know how in depth I will keep these records available. Because if it ever got to the point where people are just like, oh, hey, I don't believe you, or like, oh, let me see the numbers again, or blah blah blah, blah stuff like that. Like, I don't want that to become an issue at any point, especially since YouTube apparently won't let me respond. And if it's defending myself in any way, shape, or form, I'm not allowed to respond. I don't understand what's going on. The pussies are taking over, man. And I don't mean women, I mean like fucking cowards and pussy ass bitches. Anyone could be a pussy ass bitch. But back when I was thinking that source would be Twitch, before I realized when you're dropping the bucket at Twitch, no one watches your shit. So I just stopped doing Twitch because it's like I'm recording a video but longer, and like maybe one person says a thing occasionally, and like one or two people might view for a few seconds occasionally. That was just fucking boring. But my plan was always to calculate specifically how much money, and I assume Patreon would tell me monthly and or send me a check or something. I don't fucking know how it works. Direct deposit or some shit. I would put that money on its own separate spreadsheet or something, and calculate how much money I've made from Patreon subscriptions specifically, and or donations. I don't think that's an option on Patreon, but maybe. I have to look into it. There's a lot more to Patreon than I thought there was, because apparently you can just have things specifically that people have to pay to view. Like you could put up like a whole, maybe like, I don't know, let's say like you may create like an hour, 2 hour long kind of video. You put it up on Patreon. So I think the screenshot was something like $9.99 to unlock it, something like that. Like you just pay a one-time fee and you can just continuously watch it on that person's Patreon and whatnot. Kind of like you're buying the viewing from them, just like if you bought a movie on YouTube or something like that. So maybe they have just whatever you want to donation option. That'd be interesting, a one-time donation kind of thing. That'd be interesting. But you know, subscriptions, donations, etc. will all be calculated in its own separate spreadsheet, and I would specifically use that money for just stuff specifically revolving around recording and videos and stuff, like upgrades and stuff, like getting a green screen, because originally I thought I could do stuff around the room for the whole D&D thing. That's why I got all these pictures, which I also am okay with that, because these pictures kind of bring some life and light into this room. So I think that was good in general. If only I had a cool setup to where I could have things closer to me and be more confined instead of just an open room behind me, that would be awesome. But that's probably not going to happen until I move, which hopefully will be in a few months, but who knows? I might be here for a whole another year. We'll see what happens. But I'm working on moving apartments again, because as I've mentioned many times, the one I'm in is dangerous and a really run down piece of shit place. But hey, I've been successful so far, you know. Not got shot at yet, though I do hear gunshots every now and then. Haven't been any in the last couple weeks though. I'd say that's good. The neighborhood is on the up. Let's go. But anyways, but yeah, getting a green screen so I could put different effects and stuff that I have from Vegas and whatnot up, and have kind of these like mystical lights and stuff, not only for reaction videos but also for D&D stuff, would be really cool. Whenever I have to refresh, get a new and or better microphone, new headphones, new like HD webcam, a better HD webcam, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Any items specifically for videos and whatnot, like the hot sauce escapades, which I should be doing. I just have been too lazy to order them, but I plan on ordering the next two in line, which I believe is, if I remember correctly, is Da Bomb, and I think the Mad Dog 357, if I can get a hold of 357, because it seems like they discontinued that, but then I've seen it again, and it's weird. It's a hard one to get a hold of, but some kind of high Scoville unit over 300k Mad Dog brand. I guess it won't be good enough. So yeah, the I'm gonna cry and be in insane pain kind of stuff, but I do have the remedy, so I'll have to make sure that I have it there. But I do have the secret remedy, but I'll say that for that video. I know how to combat heat in the mouth. everyone says like, oh, you're supposed to get a specific kind of like green tea with milk and stuff like that. None of that shit works. I actually have the remedy. I think I mentioned it before, but if you don't know it, go check out the next hot sauce escapade whenever that drops. Hopefully soon. Um, and yeah, but anyways, stuff like that, or just specific lighting or microphones, etc. Stuff for my computer to help it run better. Get a new computer, but that would be a huge save up kind of thing. So probably maybe a few bucks to throw at the new computer and whatnot, which I know I'm going to try to ride this one for a while, but I think it's definitely getting old. But then again, I would probably just replace the parts inside and pay people to do that. I know a store that will do that for me, because I put this computer together myself. It took 9 hours to do it. I made a whole specific video on showing the computer and stuff like that. I didn't show me doing it, but whatnot. But like, it was stressful, and I never want to do it again. But just get individual parts and upgrade the inside of the case and get dusted and cleaned and all that stuff and whatnot. But maybe a little stuff like that, like new graphics card, etc., more RAM, more space, some shit like that. I don't know. As well as paying for YouTube movies and whatnot, which I assume a lot of the $3 a month kind of stuff will pay for more of those movies and what have you, and subscriptions to certain things. Like, I think I can borrow Netflix from my roommate. I'm pretty sure he'd be chill with that. Maybe giving him a little bit of money to kind of join with that and whatnot. And like, some stuff isn't on Netflix, so you gotta go like Peacock or whatever the fuck it's called. Maybe payments for subscriptions for TV shows and or movies and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all I got with Patreon. That's the plans. Feel free to let me know your thoughts and ideas about that. Possible additions or little stuff here and there that could be done to certain tiers and or whatnot. I would say keep it simple, because just remember, I do work 6 days a week, 2 jobs. So I am very busy. So stuff that can easily be added onto here, that's not going to require any more extra work than what you've just heard. Maybe just something I just haven't thought about. I would love to hear it. If you want to argue for maybe Mr. Ballin for the $10 slot, I'm open. I just need to hear your persuasive arguments. And yeah, just let me know what you think about that, what your thoughts and feelings are, if you would be interested or not, so I can just kind of get a head count, roughly a electronic virtual head count of people that would actually be interested and or not. Let me know. That would be really cool. So let's wrap up this 40-some minute video here by saying, of course, end where we started. 1K, y'all, crazy mugs, crazy motherfuckers. I mean, I wouldn't be lying if I said, first off, that I never thought I'd get here. Like, that was the truth. As I've said 100 times, every single episode of this, like, I barely expected to get to 100. So 1,000 is definitely crazy. But as it kept getting closer, I was like, I think we're gonna get there one day. That's cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think around, as I said in the Mr. Ballin openers, which I'm not doing anymore, which you'll see this before my announcement, and the next Mr. Ballin that I'm not doing anymore, which should be dropping in like 2 or 3 days. That anywhere between like 10 to 50,000 is kind of like that sweet spot that I'm looking for. So 10K would be pretty fucking crazy, because then I actually will have more people to get engaged with, because I do have some people that get engaged and ask for certain things and stuff like that, which is really nice. But it's like a small single digit handful, you know what I mean? I'm looking for like at least between like 10 to 30 people. So like around 10 to 50K, or like somewhere in that sweet spot. That's what we're aiming for. I never really want to get above that. 100K play button would be pretty fucking sick, but like, I don't know about that though. Not unless I was willing to do some crazy changes and shit like that. But 10K and a dream, see what happens. Tell your friends. Be like, hey, he aight. Go give him some love. You know what I mean? Just see what happens. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Thank you so much for the support. It's always appreciated. we'll see if we get this Patreon thing up and running. I imagine we will, because I am at least just excited for the YouTube movies, or the movies and the TV shows and stuff like that, because I really do want to watch more of those, and that would be a lot of fun. And to have a reason to do them, and or get paid to do them, well, that's pretty cool too. That way, to make it so it's just, not money out of pocket, actually using this money to pay for watching the movies I stream on YouTube and whatnot, but not specifically YouTube movies. Be pretty cool. That would be awesome. It would give me more incentive to, because before it was just like, I'll do like one, maybe every 2 weeks or something, just because it does cost money to rent them and whatnot. Not a lot of money, but like, I don't want to start a whole new budget that I'm blowing on a bunch of movies every week, So now it'd make me more incentivized to do more of them, because you're paying to watch them. That'd be really cool. So you're kind of paying for the movies that I get to watch, and then we get to watch them together. That's kind of cool. You know what I mean? I like that. That's pretty sick. Anyways, thank you for your support. Thank you for being awesome. For those of you that are awesome. For those of you that aren't, hey, I understand life's hard. Sometimes you got to find something to punch at. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But for all of you that are awesome and supportive, I appreciate you. So, thank you. And I will see you all in the future. Oh, I almost forgot to mention 2 things. One thing I just thought about as I cut off the camera. Another thing I forgot to mention. Just because you suggest a song for me to view, just remember who I am and keep in mind. Sorry, something I thought in my head, but just remember who I am. If I don't like something, even if it's one of my favorite bands, like recently it's been a little rougher than this moment, doesn't just because you suggest or pay me to watch a song doesn't mean I'll like it. So do keep that in mind. I will not outwardly shit on it or diss it and be like, wow, this song's trash, you like this, or anything like that. But just because you pay me to watch a song does not mean that I will enjoy it or like it. At worst, I'll probably say like, it's got some good parts to it. It was just not for me personally. It's probably the worst that you get, but like, don't expect me to absolutely love and praise a song just because you pay me to watch it. Keep that in mind. Also, I am open to, with suggestions in the comments and whatnot, I am open to ideas of what you think about for if you don't want to pay $5 a month just to suggest a song. Also possibly donations, song requests upon donations and whatnot, if that is an option, which I believe pretty positive it is. Go ahead and discuss what you think about that in the comments as well. I would imagine if you want to suggest more than one song a month based off a donation, that would have to be significantly more money than the $5 a month. What do you think price-wise would be fair? Go ahead and haggle and argue about it in the comments, and I'll check that out. Thank you.